Welcome to another week of Letter with me. So, hopefully, everyone's had a good week and is looking forward to the weekend because I know I am. I got nothing to share in terms of new products today, but hopefully, I will get some soon. But for today, I thought I'd just work on. So, I know I normally do month and letters, but I feel like this trip to California that I just went on deserves a whole spread of its own. So I'm gonna just work on that for however long it's gonna take me because normally these things take me like many hours to make. Also, I have like the notes of my trip, but now I gotta like read through it and remember it again. But at least the handwriting is not terrible, so that's a good sign. All right, so what should I call this trip? Well, no, let's first do the shapes, I guess, so that I can know where to place everything. Okay. Trying to decide the shapes is always like the most difficult part, especially when I don't check to see how many things I actually want to include. But we will see how it goes. But I feel like I need to do multiple, like many shapes for this just because I assume we had a lot of stuff going on. But maybe not. I can always combine later. It's not like these shapes are set in stone. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a separate May one or just do it all. Oh, hello. You're very blurry. Oop. Okay, fixed. I don't know if I'm gonna do a separate one or for May or just do this for May. We'll see. Might be a little bit too many squares, but we can fix that later. Do a big one here. But yeah, for those of you who follow along, you don't, you can do something like, doesn't have to be a whole month, or you can just do a day in shapes, like what did you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, anything funny that happened, any cute cat videos that you saw. Because yeah, I know it's hard to fill out a whole thing. Although I did, with Samantha's day in shape that she did for workshop week last year, I managed to fill in like half a page, so that was good. Speaking of workshop week, the lineup is out, and with the instructors and what they're teaching, and it looks like fun. Pretty excited. I want to take David's Sketch Like an Architect because I took his course for sketching, and it was pretty good. Although I have to admit, I have not been practicing my drawings lately just because I started playing this game and I'm currently addicted, and drawing has just fallen by the wayside. Also, drawing and watercolor. Should really get back into it, but maybe I just need a break. Alright, so I'm just gonna call this trip Big Sur 2020 because that's, I guess, the highlight of the trip. Camping in Big Sur. Did I say 2020? I meant 2022. If I can fit it. Yeah. I think I'm going to redraw this square. Yeah. So I did it. 22. I hate doing numbers. Probably because we never really ever do numbers in our lettering. Should probably practice more of that. Alright, so Big Sur 22. And then let's see. Because I went with my high school friends, and our high school was called NEHS. Oh, what has me addicted? It's called Core Keeper, so it's on Steam. It's early access, but it's kind of like Terraria, and a little bit like Stardew, but a little bit more stressful. But it's just like a digging and exploring and building a base type game, which is fun for me. So I've kind of just been playing that a lot. Like, not very healthy. Like, I go to bed late playing it. It's really hard to stop once you start. You're like, oh, let me just dig a little bit further, and then it's midnight. Alright, so yes, I went with my high school friends. We went to a high school called NEHS in Taiwan. And so it was us girls plus one of my friend's boyfriends. So I should probably include him. Because, I mean, you know, it wasn't weird. It was just, he was very helpful, especially when it came to camping. Also, they had all these toys for camping, like, because my friend and her boyfriend camp a lot. So they had like a Dometic, which is like, you know, a camping fridge where we didn't have to deal with ice, which was nice. Just kept our food cold, food and beer. And plus, I should make it bigger. Yeah, it's a fun game. If you don't want to lose your life to it, though, I wouldn't suggest starting. Alright, so high school. Do Thursday. Well, alright, I'll just list out the cities first. So I was in San Mateo, but here. Don't know if it. I know some people like, you know, place out their letters first, but normally I just trial and error it, and so if it doesn't fit, I will erase and redo, which is not like the best use of my time, but generally at this point I can eyeball things pretty well. Sometimes I can't, but that's okay. We're just gonna chill, do it slowly, no rush. Alright, so I was in San Mateo, and then we were in, I have Big Sur, so I won't add that again, but we were in Monterey. And then the last day we were at a mall. I can't remember what it was called. Let me see. Oh wait, no, we also went to Carmel by the Sea, so I want to add that in. I guess here. Or should I? Nah, it's fine. Carmel. Since I can split it into two, I can make this fat. Chunky letters. My favorite. Maybe not too chunky. Yep, I was overly ambitious with my chunkiness. We went to Carmel by the Sea like pretty early in the morning when things weren't closed, but they had all these like cute little shops that I would love to be able to go in and visit, so I'd like to go back. Or another visit at some point. Alright, and then we went to Alright, I think Thai phone. I'll just write that. I will draw a dumpling because that's what Ding Tai Fung. Dumpling. I can't remember how to draw a dumpling, so I'm going to Google it. Okay, yeah. Alright, ding. Man, this meal was like maybe my happiest meal in a long time. That's not right. I love their dumplings. Their soup dumplings are like, I mean, they're not the best, but they are very, very good. And compared to what I can get here, it is delicious. So I was pretty excited when we got to eat it on the last day. Seems a little tight. Fix that later. Alright, and then shopping. I'll just write shopping. Because we did a lot of shopping on that last day. And we didn't really buy very many things just because I couldn't carry it back, but I was checking my steps that I took during my trip. And like, the first day we hiked, so obviously we did like 14 or 13,000 steps. And then the second day we walked around the little towns and stuff, so that was more walking. And then the third day when we went shopping, it was the most steps that we took. Which is kind of ridiculous if you think about it, but it was like 14,000 steps. Although to be fair, we did do some walking in the morning in Carmel by the Sea, so it's not all shopping related, but it was a pretty big part. All right, and there was the aquarium, which I'll do up here. Oh, and also to be fair, I haven't gone to a mall in like, I don't even know. There's not really a very nice mall where I am. So that was fun. Also, I thought malls were dying, but the one we went to, not dying. So many people. So many shops too. I love the little sea otters in the aquarium. They were so cute. I also really like the jellyfish exhibits. They're so like peaceful. Swimming. Alright, what else did we do? We hiked. Let me see if I have the name of the hiking spot. Buzzard's Roost Trail. I'll do it down here. And this was like supposed to be a fairly easy hike because the majority of us, and by the majority of us, I mean like 3 of us were super out of shape and hadn't done much exercise in a long time, while the other 3 were like super in shape. So we're like, maybe we go an easy route or easy hike. Yeah, it was not that easy. There was a lot of elevation, and I live in a place without elevation. I was like, I don't even know when the last time I climbed a mountain was. I don't even want to know what their hard trails are like. Is there just like no trail and you're just like hiking on dirt? It was pretty funny. It was like the 3 of us were straggling behind, chatting and hiking, and then the other 3 were like zooming ahead and they have to stop and wait for us. And my poor friend's boyfriend was probably like, wow, these people are really out of shape. Which we were. He's not wrong. Alright, so that's the hike. And then I just want to say that we camped, so I'll do that. Draw a little tent. Do you think I can fit camping? Camping. Hey, I made it. I think I can actually make it. Move it to the left. Alright, so that's camping. Oh, I have to say I met Pecky for the first time. She exists. She's not a figment of our imagination or some overweight middle-aged man. Where should I put her? I'll put her here. Pecky, I met her. And her partner. And her partner's dog, and her dog. Well, not her dog, her roommate's dog. So just let me list all that. That was fun. That was also really dumb. I was supposed to hang out with them for a day, but of course I got my flight information wrong. I actually thought I would be there a day earlier. But instead I did not. So she had to come find me early in the morning before we went off on our trip. For which I feel terrible. Alright, so there's that part. Then we hiked, and then we drank beer. Which we drank a lot of beer, so I'm gonna write. That doesn't seem very fun to just write beer. Let me see, what else did we do? So we were supposed to kayak, but it got canceled, so. Do it. Alright, I'm gonna do it here. Kayak. No kayak, and so beer instead. No, not just beer, we drank alcohol instead. We did the whole volcano drink. That had like fire. It looks like a flower. Alright. I will mess with that later. What else did we do? We went to the aquarium, we were supposed to go kayak, we did not. We went to Carmel by the sea. I will write barbecue because we barbecued. We also had we went to Field Work Brewery. When we were deciding what we were going to do for our trip. My friend made a whole spreadsheet. It's how you spell field I before E except after C. Okay, hopefully. And like she listed a bunch of activities that we may be interested in. It was like brewery tour, spa, hiking, camping. Surprisingly, nobody picked spa, and breweries were high on the list. So we had to at least go to one brewery. Okay, so there's that. Where we drank beer. I think they'll just draw a beer. A beer glass. Did I maybe drink too much on this trip? Probably. Alright, so that's the beer. Barbecue. Alright, I got 2 spots left. What can I do? What else did we eat? We had poke the first day. Bubble tea, ice cream. Shopping. Alright, I think I'm just going to say that it was from Thursday to Monday. Actually, no, I'm just gonna write the dates. It's a good idea. Except I don't remember what the dates are. So I will look it up. I can't believe May is nearly over already. I feel like it just started. Like I just had my birthday. But now we're about a little over a week left. So we went on I went on the 5th to the 5th to 9th. How should I do this? I guess I'll put it here. May 5 to 9. And then I'm just gonna write California, because that's where I was. Why is California such a long word, though? Ha! I made it fit. Alright. So, that's the layout. My Big Sur is not centered, but oh well. Did not plan it out very well, I guess. Alright, so time to start lettering. The actual lettering portion. And then next month, I will be traveling again for work. Maybe I'll do another travel spread. This is kind of fun. It's more fun than like, I mean, it's not more fun, but it's different from like trying to figure out what you did for the whole month. And I've definitely not been keeping track for May, so I don't know if I'll do one for May. We'll see. Kind of feels like the days are blending together. Okay, so that's that. Starting from the right. So I was using the color pencils from Uniball this week to make that piece, and I learned that the color pencil actually does smudge a lot. So I started wearing my iPad glove to prevent the smudging. It actually works really well for pencil too, so I'm gonna wear it even though I feel like an idiot. But it helps against pencil smudges. which is good for like this because there's a lot of pencil. So my high school is called NHS, which stands for National Experimental High School. Whenever I say that, people are like, "What? Were you guys guinea pigs?" I guess we were. But no, I can't remember why. I think it was just translated directly from Chinese, and we were like kind of like an experimental school because we were bilingual, and it was only open to people whose parents either worked for the government or for the industrial park where our high school was located in. And our curriculum followed mostly like American curriculum, so we were all like trained basically to apply for college in the States. And I think the majority of us did. There were like maybe 3 or 4 that stayed in Taiwan, but also our classes were tiny. We had 35 people in my graduating class, and I want to say maybe 4 people stayed in Taiwan. Everybody else came to America for undergrad. And I think a lot of us stayed I went back, but most people stayed in the US afterwards. So we were, part of the experimental high school. Now I think they've changed their name to International Bilingual School, which is unfortunate in their abbreviation, which is IBS. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe our school just has an unfortunate name surrounding it at all times. All right. And Becky brought me this mojito coffee drink from, I guess, a local coffee shop. It was really good. It was kind of weird drinking mint in coffee, but got used to it because it was quite delicious. I think this one I will just do monoline. With some serifs. Oof, that is not straight. I'll fix it later. Alright, kayak. I feel like I should space this out. Let's see. I think my least favorite letter to letter is K. I hate this letter so much, and it's really, I don't know. It's not, nothing I do can make it look good. Okay, so whatever. We'll say that for now. Kayak. No kayak, so we drank instead. I'm trying to shrink this word to do's. Because I remember we were like sitting down for lunch in preparation for the kayaking. So we were all like trying not to drink too much liquid or eat too much food just in case we need to pee while we're kayaking. And then we got the call that it was canceled because of like super strong winds. And we all breathed a sigh of relief and immediately ordered a cocktail to share. It was pretty funny. And my friend's like, I thought you guys wanted to kayak. But apparently we were all very, we thought everybody else wanted to kayak. I mean, I wouldn't mind kayaking, but it was like kayaking in the bay, which is kind of terrifying. Like, what if you accidentally end up in the ocean? Because that would be no fun. Like, I've kayaked in the swamp, which is fairly, what do you call it? It's fairly peaceful, not much waves. So I don't know how I would do on a bay. Alright. Camping. This one I'm just gonna leave mine because it's so teeny tiny. The only time I ever do monoline is when I do these posts. Otherwise, I generally stay away from monoline in my composition ones. Why? I don't know. I just really like bubble letters. I feel like they're more fun. Even though everything starts off as a monoline, they rarely ever end up as a monoline. I feel like it's still smudging. Maybe I'm just I was hallucinating and I thought it didn't smudge. I mean, definitely didn't smudge the color pencils when I did it this way. But I also like put a tissue under my hand. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Barbecue. Q is another not often used letter. Boop. Okay. I feel like I should just dedicate one spread to all the food that we ate. But I just remembered, so we had poke bowl the first day, and then also we stopped by 85C Bakery, which is an Asian bakery for those who don't know. And I bought like a lot of Taiwanese bread. There's like this hot dog one, and then there's the pineapple bread. That's not Taiwanese. I think that's Cantonese, but Really good. We also had, what else did we do? We had the dumplings, but also salt and straw ice cream. It's my first time. It was really good. I got like a jasmine flower flavor, and a saffron flavor. That was interesting in a good way. And then bubble tea, of course. We barbecued and cooked our own food. Then we also went to this restaurant that I guess is more like American food, but I had this duck that was really good, which I shared with my friend. Had some whiskey. Then we also had ramen. Yeah, definitely need to go back and eat more food because I still wanted to eat Korean barbecue, but we couldn't fit that into our schedule. So next trip, or maybe when I go to LA, definitely gonna try to get me some Korean barbecue. Monterey update. Also, we went to Uniqlo, which made me really happy. I normally buy all my clothes in Taiwan from Uniqlo because it's just so easy. But this time I managed to buy a jacket because the one that I had was dying. Oh, I should have written cold somewhere because the temperature there was, I mean, it wasn't freezing, but it also was colder than I expected for like May, coming from where I come from. It was like jackets the entire time, layers, lots of layers. The only time I was not in layers was when we went hiking, and even then I was on a long sleeve shirt and I was not dying of heat. So yeah, I would love that weather right now. We've been having some super hot days, like over 90. Ugh. Good swimming weather, but that's about it. But even swimming, I feel like the water is so warm that I feel like I'm sweating in the pool. But I guess it's better to sweat in the pool than out of the pool. Maybe. Okay. I'm gonna add a little check mark to my booze. Okay. And then this one's also pretty narrow, but I can actually widen it because I don't need the numbers to be that fat. So lowercase a. Definitely not gonna be able to finish this today. I might finish it off camera though. And once I start something, it's really hard to not continue, especially when I'm in the group. But we will see. I might end up just playing my game instead. Alright, so California I'm gonna do modeling, but I'm gonna do little balls at the end. Kind of looks like a G right now, so I'm gonna shrink this line bring this line down. Balls for feet. Okay. I might be able to do all the letter penciling done though. Okay, so that's going to make it straight, not so weirdly wonky. Let's see if I can fit. I always want to add a G at the end of being, because in Chinese there is this G sound at the end of the word. I don't know why they didn't translate that or transliterate that part. Yum, yum, yum. They have this like taro dumpling that I had never had until my friend ordered it this time, and it's so good. Like normally I get the red bean dumplings, but I think now I'm gonna have to get the taro dumplings. And taro is like an acquired taste. I used to hate it when I was a kid, but now I can't get enough of it. Like when I'm in Taiwan, I love getting like taro rice. Still not completely sold on it being a dessert, but in this case I can accept. So I don't really like taro bubble tea or taro cake, but I like it as a savory food. So maybe I should have left this also monoline. It's looking quite squishy. Do some dollar signs, because that's my money flying out the window. Alright, and then caramel by the sea. So the sea is way too fatty compared to everything else, so let me just redo it again. Hopefully I can space it out better. Oh yeah, caramel by the sea, I had this like freshly made donut. It's called Dutch Door Donuts. It was really good. Freshly fried. My dog is snoring. I just spent, oh my god, we took her to the vet. We took both of them to the vet yesterday. Well, I did. My mother-in-law took them to the vet yesterday. And like Texas has started peeing a lot and drinking a lot more water. So I was kind of worried. And so the vet did this blood test panel for him. And basically the vet bills was more than usual. But at least they have their vaccinations and they are healthy. But yeah, I feel like they get better healthcare than I do. Alright, Caramel by the Sea. And then Buzzard's Roost Trail. Okay. Trying to see if there's anything else I can draw on this side, because to balance it out a little bit. But no. Should probably have like done something like this on the trip, like just adding to it every day instead of waiting till the very end, like now to do it. But now that I think about it, I don't think I would have had the time. We were always like go, go, go. There was not much downtime. But it would have been fun. Okay, so there is the layout and the lining. Oh no, the sketch. And now I got to ink, which is terrifying. What should I ink with? So I'm gonna probably do a thin pen. Just so I don't like, because it's so tight, maybe. Alright, I'll use this one. This is the Rytec fine liner that comes with their journaling kit. So I have like 4 of these because they sent me 4 of their journaling kits. And I kind of like it. Also, it is waterproof. And it's thick, but not overly so. When we went shopping that last day, we went to the container store, and I was just thinking like, ooh, I can set up my office to be even more organized. I really want to buy a lot of things, but I wish we had a container store in Louisiana, but we don't. Just like we don't have an IKEA. We don't have anything. Which is maybe a good thing, because then I won't spend a lot of money. Shipping's not cheap either. But I love the container store. I don't know, it's like the older I get, the more I like organizational stuff or kitchenware, which is not something I particularly enjoyed when I was a kid. But nowadays I'm just like, ooh, organizers and kitchen supplies for kitchenware. We also went to Crate and Barrel. They had Le Creuset pans on sale, or not pans, their Dutch ovens. Definitely would not have been able to bring that back, but it was so tempting. Alright, this pen might be slightly too thick for some of these letters, but I think it should be okay. Whoops, not the straightest, but I forgot to fix it. Or to watch what I was doing while I was doing it. Okay, for this one... I'm probably gonna color it in black, so I'm not going to make it super exact. I'll just color it. I'll just do it black completely right now. Oof. Hopefully it's not too noisy. I don't know what my husband's doing in the kitchen. His friend is coming to visit us, to stay with us for an indefinite period of time next week. Fine. I don't think it'll affect my streaming schedule, but we might be going out and doing stuff, so I will definitely always post in my stories if I end up not streaming on the Friday. But I hope to. I might switch it to another day of the week. We shall see. Alright, for my drawing, I'm going to switch pens. So I'm just going to keep lettering with this pen for now. Oh, shoot. My lines are not straight. Yeah, this one I can do. So we're trying to plan, or starting to talk about our trip next year, because it's gonna be our 20-year high school reunion. Oh my god, we're so old. And I think they want to come here for Mardi Gras, which should be fun and a little crazy. Hopefully not too crazy. It's kind of hard. Like, I want them to come during Mardi Gras because that's fun times, and also because it's crawfish season, so we can do a crawfish boil. But then they can't take advantage of the pool because it's way too cold then to be swimming. But I guess that's just gonna give them more reason to visit multiple times instead of just once. Or that's what I tell myself anyway. And hopefully there's no new strain of COVID or some kind of new virus like the monkeypox virus to detract from our fun. One can hope. Anyway. Okay, well, it's nearly 8, so we're gonna finish this one, and call it a night. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hopefully you had fun listening to me talk about random things. But yeah, I should be back next week, same time. But if I'm not, I will post my stories to let you guys know. But otherwise, yeah, have a great weekend. Hopefully it'll be nice and relaxing and not too hot and not too cold, because I know some places are getting snow, which is insane. So yeah, thanks guys. Have a great night.